Hey everyone! Welcome back! I am back today with more My Hero Academia. I'm so excited, you guys. If you're joining me early today, you know what it means. It means you are one of my awesome patrons. Thank you so much. And you know, as always, send you those big old hugs right through the screen. And if not, still thank you for joining me today. I'm glad you're here. I do hope you'll consider supporting me that way. The link to my Patreon will be in that description down below. So I really enjoyed the last episode of My Hero. We had a little resolution to the whole plot with the kids, and I liked it. It was very fun, and there were a couple of a little bit more serious points in there as well. I'll get to that in a second. But I had been saying in the episode before that if everyone worked together, if all the UA, well, they weren't all UA actually, some of them were from the other school, but if all the high school students kind of worked together and used their quirks and their skills, they would have a better shot at reaching the kids. And that's actually exactly what ended up happening. They made like a little faux amusement park, and it really showed the kids that, you know, and the way I interpreted it was, you can be powerful and formidable and use your quirks in a positive way as opposed to like acting out with them. But it brought up a couple of other interesting points. Like they mentioned this theory that the quirks are kind of evolving at this rapid rate, and the control over the quirks is kind of like slipping away as the quirks get stronger with each generation. And it's not even like with each generation, because we see the hero kids, the high school students are like, you know, maybe 5-8 years older than these kids. And it seems like it's progressing even more, even from like their experience. But the adults definitely, like, I think it was Present Mike that pointed out that like it was not anything like that when he was a kid. So that's an interesting theory, and I liked how there's a parallel between the physical way that the quirks are evolving, and people can't necessarily control them as well because of how quickly they're evolving. There's, to me, kind of a parallel between that and the way in which society is kind of shaping the thoughts of like the kids coming up. Like we saw the kids who were having, the little kids who were having like a lot of behavioral emotional problems, seemed to mention a few times that the way that things had gotten with heroes in society had kind of contributed to the way that they think. That's kind of like oversimplifying it, but they kind of mentioned that once or twice, that like their mom and dad saw on the news that heroes were blah, blah, blah. And I find it interesting that, you know, there is kind of that parallel between the quirks are rapidly changing and the times are rapidly changing, and they both just kind of happen to be happening at once. And you can really see how like this perfect storm has kind of come together for like people who are staying sympathizers and people who are, you know, joining the League of Villains and everything. So I just thought that was interesting. Another really serious point they brought up in a very fun episode was the whole Endeavor thing. That was a really challenging one for me, and I'm sure, you know, maybe some of you out there can agree that, you know, based on what we know about Endeavor, it can be tough to address that issue of like, can people change? I think in general, if you ask the question, can people change, when it's very vague, it'd be like, well, yeah, sure. But when you kind of know the specifics of like certain things that they've done in the past and everything, it's like, now we're getting a little bit more uncomfortable. But I like it. I like that they're kind of pushing us, the audience, past our comfort zones and challenging us with this idea of like, we're going to show you some nasty stuff, and now we're going to ask you the question like, you know, you see that one of the characters who had a grudge against this guy has forgiven him. What do you think? Go. You know, like, and it's very hard. They've asked a lot of challenging questions this season, and I've really enjoyed reading through people's thoughts and opinions on the different stuff we've been tackling this season. So, but now I feel like I'm ranting. I'm off on a philosophical rant, and I'm probably up to like 10 minutes. Or what's my time? I'm probably up to like 10 minutes already. There's a little timer on my camera, but I don't pay attention to it, as you guys know. Last but not least, I will say before I get started, I loved the Aoyama. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. I loved the little subplot with him during the second half of the episode. I loved how they started it like a creepy horror movie, and it really ended up being a really heartwarming story about kind of a personal friendship starting between him and Izuku, because I don't know if we've seen them interact a whole lot. But I do really like the way that they've taken a lot of time to flesh out characters who, in another series or another, you know, if things were done a little bit differently, may have just been like background characters, you know. So I really like that they've taken the extra time to make sure that we're getting to know and we're fleshing out a little bit the other students in the school, because I think that makes it feel more like, it helps it feel more realistic, like a school, you know. In a school, you're not just going to see like 3 kids and the rest of them are like extras. But that's the way a lot of school shows that are, you know, kind of based in high school and everything, that's sometimes how they come off. Although I have noticed anime is pretty good about fleshing out. The anime that I've seen in my lifetime has been pretty good about fleshing out other characters, but this one in particular. So I really liked it, and it had a lot of cheese, and it was great. So I will wrap up my rant now, because I'm sure I'll have a lot to say at the end. The title of this episode is School Festival, and I'm so excited, you guys. I've just been like, all the pain, all the hurt, all the trauma that we've gone through this season. I feel like I'm starting to get some of like the fun and like the lighthearted stuff. Now watch this be like, you know, one of the festivals where stuff starts to go down and things take a real turn. I hope it won't be like that. I hope it'll just be fun and light and fluffy, and there'll be like a little concert, and it'll be great. So without further ado, let's get started. Next episode, My Hero plus Ultra. Ooh, wow, look at her go. I had no idea she could dance that well. No, you cannot. She got the moves. Interesting. Oh, that's right. That was a running joke for a while. Dancing? Please. Yes. Oh my God. I'm gonna try and do this. Like, not now, but... That's like a hobby plus. Oh! You want to finish that sentence? My favorite month. And what might that be? There we go. Right. Yeah, not everyone's got the same goal. Alright. Are you about to go to sleep in your classroom, Azawa? I see how this evolved in his head. There we go. Thank you. Oh, mochi shop! Oh my god! Yep. Yes. Okay. So those two in the middle were a little. Oh boy, how are they gonna? Will there be food at the lecture? That's a good idea. That's a really nice idea. Are you volunteering, Todoroki? A concert? A concert! Yes! I need to see that episode, please, and thank you. Oh, I want to see that episode too. That's why she was embarrassed. Maybe not get in her face though, bro. It's true. I mean, would not be rockin'. Who's that? Eri! She didn't know his name. Does she know? Oh, she doesn't know. Oh my god. Yeah, so probably not good to tell her. But we were having so much fun, you guys. It's what heroes do. Oh, has this poor sweetie ever smiled before? Oh, no. Oh, God. I hate that he still has that power over her.
Surprise.
Some cheese?
嬉しいだろから接触される可能性も低い。
Right.
先生、エリちゃん、一日だけでも外出できないですか？
無理ではないはずだが、というか、この子の引き取り先は今。
じゃあ、文化祭。
Oh,
来れませんか？
someone please show this poor baby a good time.
エリちゃん、これは名案だよ。
Oh.
文化祭っていうのはね、俺たちの通う学校で行うリンゴ飴とか。
She doesn't even know what that is, probably. She doesn't even know what that is.
ことかさらに甘くしちゃったスイーツさ。
ミニオンさんたちのこともっと知りたいなって考えてたの。
Here's your chance,
やって
sweetie
ほど教
pie.
えるよ。
I'll tell you more than you want to
も
know.
らえるよ。俺たちも働きかけよう。はい、ちゃんとつきっきりデートできるよね。
デート？
蜜月な男女の行楽さ。
蜜月な男女の行楽。
先輩、何言ってんですか？
I think, you know, it's like it's not how it sounds. I'm sure.
やつの投稿が
From him.
未だに手がかり一つつかめんと。早く投稿元を探るんだわ。
Oh my god, he's a dog.
毎回煙に。今日は私、強盗を働いております。
Oh.
見たことあるぞ。お前、動画サイト逃げません。
Oh no. That was what was loading.
君とのトークをた。
武器を捨てろ。
There you go.
ジェントル、もうヒーローが。
Gentle.
落ち着きたまえラブラバ。
La Baba.
私がたった
Okay.
二人の英雄に手間取るとでも。
Yeah. A bunch came.
ラブラバ。ここはカットで。
So is he doing this just for like YouTube views?
さあ行こうラブラバ。
なんでジェントル、お金を忘れているわ。
いやラブラバ。出演料の支払いさ。
So he's literally just doing this for fame.
歴史に名を残したいジェントルビア。See you next time.
だんだんと凝ってきた。
I've seen everything now.
ジェントルクリミ
Yeah, he's got some production value there.
真面目なのか。
点数が伸び悩んでるわ、ジェントル。ジェントルは今日もこんなに素敵なのに。
Oh, look at her.
やはりもっと大きな偉業を成し遂げる。
Oh no, see this.
偉業とは行動の意味。
See, I feel like right now this is kind of silly, but it could get really dangerous. Oh, yeah.
私は
That's...
探しているよラブラバ。私をもっと偉大にしてくれる案件。
Oh no, see, this is gonna be darker than it
そ
seems.
してその案件は
No.
間もなく訪れる。
No, not the festival, please. Okay, you guys, let's talk because I feel like I've been on an emotional roller coaster with that episode, and I actually found myself in the middle of the airy moment while I was crying, saying like, how is this possible? We were having so much fun. It was so happy and fun, and it's just, you know, it's like life. It's like life because that's life, you know? Life can be happy and awesome and fun. And there's also like horrible things going on. And you wonder how the two can exist at the same time, but then there it is. So that's my little life lesson for you all today, because I know you tuned in to get philosophy lessons from me. There was something about seeing Eri with the shadow of Chisaki over her that like it sent me through that like tailspin that I got so familiar with when we were going at like the height of all the Eri abuse stuff. And again, I think it's one of those really challenging topics that you know, abuse doesn't stop. The effects of it don't stop when the abuse stops. You know, for in a lot of ways, like she hasn't been saved yet because that's still all she knows. And so now they get to really, really save her. So they saved her physically. Now they get to save her emotionally, which I love. And boy, that's just like, just that imagery of like, oh, that got me. It got me good. But I love, 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 love that they are going to take her to the festival. I love the festival. I love that they're going to do a concert. I love that, oh my goodness, can't believe I'm blanking on her name now because I like love her and I've seen her so many times. And I don't have my shirt on that tells me all the names, but the Earjack girl, I love that she's kind of like learning to embrace her hobby and get a little bit more confidence at it. I think that's going to be a really sweet story, and I love that they're going that direction, and I love that we are, like, I was just thinking, are we ever going to get the little concert that you see in the theme? And the answer is yes. So very excited about that. I loved just the silliness and just wonderfulness of everyone just planning this festival, and all the students being so sweet as to, like, really be considerate of, you know, the students who are in the other courses who have kind of been suffering a lot of the consequences of what's going on specifically with the hero course. Not that it's any of the hero kids' fault, but you know, you figure if you're in this school for like business and all this crap went down with the heroes and now there's dorms and now there's this and that and like probably a lot of fear and uncertainty, it must kind of suck, you know? So I thought that was really sweet that they wanted to do something for them. I was a little bummed that they weren't going to do a restaurant theme, but the concert theme is going to be great, and they're probably still going to sell food there. So as long as food gets in there somehow, I'm good. Like I'm fine with it. So just really fun, awesome stuff that I could watch an entire show just about that. And then we just switch gears completely with the airy stuff. But you know, again, that's life, and that is that's hero life too, is that, you know, like what Mirio was saying to Eri about they didn't think twice about what they did. They didn't think about the injury, the damage, anything they were going to incur. They thought about saving her. And I think that's really sweet that they're, you know, like I said, you're going to emotionally save her now. Like they saved her from the immediate physical danger, and now it's time to just like rebuild her as a person, which that can be the really, really hard part. But I love that they're addressing it. I love that Muriel's like taking her on a date, which like, he's so funny. He's like, it's like when a man and woman go on an intimate date together. And I'm like, oh, Muriel, honey, might want to rephrase that. But super cute. I love it. But yeah, you know, just that they can find happiness and joy and try to bring joy to others who have been through a lot with both the other coursework students and particularly with Eri. It's just such a sweet, wholesome, wonderful thing. And it's, you know, there's so much more to these two guys in particular, but all the students really at UA. Mineta, he's all right, but but you know, there's really so much more heroics to them than their quirks. And that's what I love about just watching them all develop. Let's talk about Gentle Criminal. Okay, so my first impressions are that he's kind of like the Joker a little bit, but I don't know if he's quite as dangerous as the Joker. He seems to just really just want YouTube views. So don't be surprised if he pops up doing reaction videos, you guys. But it's an interesting concept that we have like villains who are just going rogue off this like ideal of staying, and like, you know, it's so driven by like a cause, and then you just have the guy who just really wants views. It's an interesting thing. It's kind of fun and silly, and I can see how it will fit in well with kind of more lighter hearted tone of this arc, but I'm really hoping it doesn't. I can see it taking a very dangerous turn. And I'm really, really scared that he's going to be targeting the school festival, particularly when it's so important for Aerie to not be around anything that's like a trigger for her. I just really, really hope this doesn't get real fast. But yeah, you know it probably will. You know, it's like the degree of real that it will get to. Will it be like, oh no, he showed up and they took him down and it was like, everything's fine? Or will it be darker and heavier than that? We will see. So I'm sure there's probably stuff I'm forgetting, but I'll dwell on it. I'll bring it to my next intro. Loved that episode. Loving this season. Oh my goodness. The heights and depths that they are taking me to this season. I have whiplash. I'm like so just bowled over by it. So great stuff, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a blast. Please be sure to join me next time. We will watch it together. Bye for now, guys.